Oh dear. Yeah, the reason I don't edit my videos is because, well, why make it all look perfect when everything is the exact opposite? Anyway, good morning everybody. Yes, I just had a shower and my fur, as usual, looks a little sort of silly. I always get a feeling with this sort of thing going on here. I look a bit Sieg Heil, you know. Oh God, I hope not. Anyway, so one of my subscribers left a comment which made me think about something. Yeah. Ooh, the cars. Yeah, it's this time everybody's taking their kids to the mind control factories. So if there's a lot of car stuff going on, I don't know. Should I? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, maybe a bit better now. So basically, that this world, this realm is meaningless, and that spirituality only happens. Actually, did I even get that right? I probably misunderstood, and I should go and have a read now. You know, because I get a bit foggy, as you guys know. I get a bit foggy. Ooh, like my window is a bit foggy. You know, tumbleweeds. Alright, anyway, so forget everything I've said for the last sort of 5 minutes. Irrelevant. It's about meaning. Meaningfulness. I'm sure each and every one of us has had a moment in life where, well, a moment, we've probably had like millions of moments like that. Maybe we have like 10 of those moments every day. Why am I here? And whatnot. We live in a world where we're told that there is no meaning, that we're just a meat sack that lives and dies. It's a kind of scientific dictatorship. There is no meaning. You know, the Big Bang happened and everything sprang into life. As to where it came from and what was there before the Big Bang. Oh, there was nothing there. You get what I'm saying? That doesn't even make any sense. That's just utter nonsense. I've never heard anything like as ridiculous as that. But basically that is what it is. It's like the Tavistock Institute and all these type of shadowy organizations would have us believe that everything is meaningless, right? And so in order to disassociate from all the pain and all the misery and all the suffering that we feel on a daily basis, and in order to be able to carry on pretending that everything is great and everything is fine and everything is alright, nothing to see here, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. You know, these t-shirts, keep calm and carry on, ooh. They were very big in England, you know, because it's very much what the English people like to do. They like to stay calm, drink tea and carry on regardless, you know. Anyway, in order to disassociate, which is what we need to do in order to pretend everything is fine, we start thinking that meaning is anything that momentarily, temporarily fills up the massive gaping hole within us. So we become consumers. They like to give us, you know, they like to stick a label on it. This shows the absolute scorn that they have for us, really. You know, the hatred that they feel for us. It's interesting because, you know, I mentioned a little creature in my last video. Well, the powers that be, such as they are, they kind of see us that way. They call us useless eaters. They kind of see us that way, which is paradoxical because they are the ones that are most heavily infected with this parasite. It's just really paradoxical and weird in and of itself. Again, it's very Dali-esque. But meaning, yeah, it's about I have a big house, and my husband is a surgeon, and he earns 6 figures every year. So, ergo, I am important, and I matter, and look, I'm really young, and I'm really beautiful. I mean, you go to Hollywood. Hollywood constantly makes us think that meaning is all about what you've got, and it's all about how pretty you are, and how rich you are, and how thin you are. And I know that this way of thinking is very insidious, because the other day I was surfing the net, as it were, and I came across this YouTube channel. It's called Tarot Map. It's a really nice lady who just basically reviews all these tarot decks. The annoying thing is that you see some of these incredibly beautiful tarot decks, really beautiful, and you're there and you think, oh, I want those, and then invariably you find they're out of print, they're no longer available. So this really triggered me in a massive way, and it made me think, wow, what? Because it really triggered me big time. It was like all these feelings of discomfort, but I really want it, and I can't have it, and ooh, you know. I thought, wow, what's that about? What's that about? What's that about? So I went in there digging, and I realised that what that is about is a sense of, oh, right, yeah. Because I feel a great amount of discomfort every day of my life, because not only am I faced with the world around me, which is fucked up and triggers me in a myriad of ways, but also that brings on the inner journey, my inner pain, my despair, my rage, my fear, my sense of worthlessness, my sense of powerlessness. So I feel all of that, and I feel anxiety, and I feel depression, and a sense of doom, and I'm having to work through all that with love over and over and over again. So there's a lot going on, and it's like, and I'm not well off, you know. I don't have a big house, and I don't have security or safety. There is an absence of safety in my life. So that makes me feel acutely, I can't think of the right word really, but you know, safety is something that we crave, isn't it? We all crave safety so much, yet so few of us really have it. There are people that think they have safety because they have a lot of money, so they think, right, now I'm safe, and then they go and die of cancer, so they weren't really that safe after all, or they get murdered for their money by the Mexican mob. So they really weren't very safe. It's all an illusion. Illusions within illusions within illusions within illusions. You know, I mean, it's almost like we've taken a shitload of really bad acid. So meaning, in a world where everything is meaningless, meaning is that which temporarily helps us to disassociate from all of that shit. So that's probably why Imelda Marcos had over 1 million pairs of shoes, because she was a person very busy being dissociative all the time, because this is why people feel the need to have 15 sports cars instead of 1. This is why people want lots and lots of money, because look, I'm worthy, I'm good, I'm better than you. It's this whole thing about your worth and your safety. Those who are safe, those who have security, are better than those who are not safe and have no security. A homeless person is worthless, and a billionaire is worthy. And this is the game they have us all playing. And you think, oh, but I've worked that out, I don't do that anymore. That's what I thought. Well, I was very wrong, obviously, because I was watching Tarot Map, and there were loads of decks that I thought, oh, wow, and I wrote them all down, I made a list, you know, and then I went on to Amazon and eBay and couldn't find any of them, and I found one of them, but it was like 60 quid, and I can't afford that. So that made me feel very uncomfortable, and that is what led me, remember I told you the road within, it led me to this feeling of, but I need to make myself feel a little better, to distract myself from this feeling that I've been carrying of, oh, I don't feel safe, I don't feel safe, I don't feel safe, I don't feel safe. you see. So, triggers, yeah, they always lead us in here. But yeah, meaning. What is meaning? What are we looking for? What do we want? Do we want to continuously fill up the hole? Fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. And yes, there is nothing wrong with buying a really nice pair of shoes. There's nothing wrong with buying a really nice tarot deck. There's nothing wrong with going out and eating some really lovely food. All of that is fine, it's good, it's enjoyable, we like it. However, these acts and these items in and of themselves are just things or actions, but it's how they make us feel. I mean, that is why we do them, that is why we buy them. It's because it makes us feel, oh, I've just bought this really nice pair of shoes and it makes me feel better momentarily. Or, oh, I just spent some time with some really good friends and that makes me feel loved. That makes me feel more secure and that makes me feel better. And that is all good. But there's something lacking in that equation there, I think. And what is lacking is this inner, calm, profound wholeness sense of, I don't need to buy anything or eat something or go here and do that in order to make myself feel better momentarily, because I'm already doing really well on the inside, and there is a sense of I am at ease with myself. I see myself, I know myself better than I have ever known myself, and there is yet more to be discovered, but that's good. I look forward to that. I know my purpose and my reason for being here. I know that I am so much more than just an empty meat bag. I am a purposeful, powerful, infinitely creative creator being, and I'm here to do something incredible. Now that feeling, that sense, because that is an intuitive knowing for me, that's like manna from heaven. That is soul food. That is something that is here, that sustains me. There is faith in there, there is trust in there, there's acceptance and surrender in there, there is a sense of potency there. Then if I say, okay, put that aside for a minute, and then go to the other side, which is the shadow, the dark side, where it's all fear and you're fucked, all of that, the things I've just said are all an illusion. That's all an illusion, that's bullshit. You're crazy, you're mad. Look at the world, it's fucked. Okay, right. Now I need to eat chocolate. Now I need to buy some shoes. Now I need to do something to make that go away, make it go away, make it go away. Fill up the hole, fill up the hole, fill up the hole, something. But you're not safe. You have no money, you're not rich, you don't have a house of your own, you're not safe. Anything could happen. What are you going to do? How are you going to cope? But if I buy something or whatever, if I can just make that feeling go away temporarily, you see. So, and that is what we do as humans. That is what we were taught to do. I mean, my parents always used to bang on about status and how it was so important to do well in school and to get a really good job so that other people would envy you and look up to you and you could be a pillar in the community and this, that and the other. And obviously I went and did the exact opposite. I went and took loads of drugs. Went to loads of parties and loads of nightclubs and loads of concerts and loads of, you know, weird, funky and whatnot places. That is what I did. And because I was really, really messed up for a very long time and I wasn't able to function at all. So I am a classic never do well type of person, really. And even as I say that, I experience a sense of guilt and a sense of shame and a sense of, oh, that means you're not good enough. You're no good. But that is the psychic attack. That is this world that tells us, oh, you're worthless unless you have loads of money. You're worthless unless you're really beautiful. And all these really beautiful, young, beautiful people will at some point start growing old. And that's when their world starts to implode. And they start having loads of plastic surgery, which makes them look grotesque. It's all bollocks, it's all bullshit. And it's just like... That is what it is. It's bollocks, people. Because within us, and this, yes, this is like going into a tunnel and gradually, little by little, finding it, little by little finding it. Within us is meaning, is profundity. It's a feeling, true, but it's more than just a feeling, you know, because you could say, well, feelings aren't facts. This is true often enough. Sometimes they are facts, not always. But this is more than just a feeling. This is laden with something good and wholesome and powerful. And I can feel it now as I say this. I can feel it. I can feel it within me. Now that makes me feel good. And I don't have to buy anything, go anywhere, or do anything at all. It's just there. And all I need to do is tune into it. It's there. Over the last kind of 4 years of my life, I mean, before that, I had a credit card and totally maxed it out, buying this, that and the other, you know, totally maxed it out. And then the Labour government, bless their cotton socks, did this debt relief order, so I never even had to pay any of it back. That really cheered me up. It still cheers me up today, actually. That's one in the eye of the banks, you know. Anyway, meaning, and then, oh yeah, the comment was sort of like, well, this world is meaningless and la la la. Well, actually, whilst there is a shitload of meaninglessness in this world and a shitload of people busy living disassociatively, as it were, and eat, buy, consume, everything is great. That is all going on, but you know, we're here for a reason. This world is, let's say that, okay, I said this before anyway, you know, you're a creator being. You're like Q, you know, like Q from Star Trek. In fact, there is a really good episode in Voyager where Q has a son. And his son is a nerdy, conceited little fucker who thinks he knows it all. Your average teenager, basically, but an omnipotent teenager, you know, imagine that. Anyway, so Q takes away all his powers and says, right, you're just going to be an ordinary human being and you're going to work on the Voyager ship, on the Captain Janeway, and you're going to do as you're fucking told. Now, off you go, off to work. Now, this kid goes through many changes and, you know, the usual, and he comes out of it and he gets his powers back, and he's learned a lot and he's a better Q because of it. In a nutshell, that's it. This world is really hard going. I know that, you know that. You wonder why the hell I'm here, why am I having to suffer so much? Why is evil so powerful? Why is all these, you know, gaslighting shenanigans going on, this, that and the other? All of that is true. Well, it is and it isn't, in my humble opinion. But you see, you're here for a reason, and it is meaningful. What can you do with it? See it as raw material, all of it. Everything that happens, everything you feel, how it triggers you, how it impacts upon you, how you impact upon it. Cast thy bread upon the water. Never forget that you have the power to happen to life. Life doesn't just happen to you, you happen to life. You have a kind of almost symbiotic relationship with your experience. It's interactive. I'm saying all this to myself here now too, of course, because I am no better than anybody else at all, and I am learning as I go along and sharing as I go along. So when I make these videos, I really make them for myself. It's like I watch my own videos and then think, oh, somebody knows what's going on. That sounds a bit conceited. Sometimes I know what's going on and then I forget, or I don't forget, but I get lost in the dark side, you know. I get lost in the dark side and I'm full of fear and still, yeah, very depressed a lot. Waking up, and the minute you wake up, it all comes crowding in. That lack of safety and that fear and whatnot. Yeah, it's heavy going. But at the same time, the light is there and that sense of purpose and profundity, like, you know, and that is amazing. So, yes, it is meaningful. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. You're not some powerless victim stuck here forever and ever. Well, I mean, if that is what you want, you can be, of course. You'll get tired of that eventually and say, hold on a fucking minute, I don't want to do that anymore. You'll do something else, you know. Yeah. Perhaps start thinking, feeling about the effect life has on you, and maybe also see if you're perhaps having an effect on it. And maybe just for today, start noticing some good things. I mean, I'm looking out of my window and it was very misty a minute ago, and all of a sudden the sun's out and it's like, hey, this is fucking cool. And there's a really nice tree over there and a beautiful crow in it. Now that cheers me up. I know that you could say, well, that's nothing. Well, it is to me. It's something to me and it makes me feel good. It's meaningful, all right? It is meaningful. Everything is meaningful. It's meaningful, it's paradoxical, it's strange, and we are going through a really, really tough time. That is all true. But according to what you want to do and where you're at, I suppose, and whatever, it's all fine, it's fine, it's fine. But you know, you can choose to stagnate in a state of it's all meaningless, and spirituality is just to help us cope with life, because life is really brutal and we just have to cope, and spirituality helps us cope, and then we die and then whatever. No, not at all. Life, this experience, the world, call it what you will, is the raw material. Okay, it's the raw material. You're the sculptor. So perhaps see about taking little baby steps. See if you can cast your bread upon the water today. Alright? You might think, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, how does that work? Well, I'll tell you one way in which you can do that. You know, we often come across people or animals that are not happy. I see this all the time, and there's people that clearly are going through shit and they're not happy. A bit of compassion and a kind word is casting your bread upon the water. Giving that dog, whose owner is just one of these people that takes him for a walk and doesn't even let him sniff anyway, just goes, come along now, come along now. Give that dog a bit of attention and say, hello, aren't you beautiful? That is casting your bread upon the water. And again, that's small perhaps, but believe me, it counts for a lot. Another way to cast your bread upon the water is every time you feel triggered is to go within and like I did with that tarot map thing, and you know, find a trail, go within, what is that really about, and then feel that feeling and allow that wisdom to come up. Because yes, okay, I don't feel very safe most of the time, I don't, but then there's also what comes up then is this other side, the light side as it were, saying, haha, just because you're not loaded and you don't have a big house and you don't have this and you don't have that and you don't have an extended family, it doesn't mean that you're not safe. And I have to say that things always somehow work out, you know. Safety is sometimes in the things that don't happen, the disasters that are thwarted, the serial killer that did a left when you went right, or, well, you know, that sort of shit. Our entire perception is so muddled, right? Because we have been here. This is the muddled gaslighty realm. So it's a bit of a conundrum in many ways, and it can be confusing. But you wouldn't be here if it was utterly meaningless, unless you think yourself to be powerless. And if you want to do that and experience that, you can. That's perfectly alright too, you know. But for me, I've done that, believe me, I did it ad nauseam. I feel very different now. And I have noticed, and you may want to watch my video on Intuition. It talks a bit about this. Manifesting, that even whilst you're going through great trials and tribulations, materially, physically, emotionally, you are healing at the same time, and the true self becomes more and more apparent and more present and more here. Anyway, I think I'll leave it there today because I feel like I'm starting to babble now and it's a bit early. But they want you to think it's meaningless, you know. They want that. Because people that believe it's all meaningless are people that are good food. Taking your power back is to try and open your heart a little bit and say, well, actually, I'd like to see some meaning. Meaning. Start working on that, perhaps, you know. What does it mean for you? Meaningfulness. Because I know this, it isn't about all the stuff that you can buy and get and have and hold on to. It isn't about that at all. It's about something that is growing within, like a massive tree that's growing within us. A seed is planted, like the mustard seed, yes? The mustard seed is tiny, it's tiny. It's planted and it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that, you can choose that, you can have that. And in a world where we're told that's not possible, there is no such thing, and that all there is nothingness and meaninglessness, and now go out and consume, it may be hard to go there and be with that, because the knee-jerk reaction is, oh no, 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 that won't satisfy, no, that won't get me anywhere, now I need this. No, that is an addiction. There's so many addictions in this world. Oh, addictions. It's all about living disassociatively, you see, and addictions are very good for that. It's about disentanglement from that, and then finding that which is true and strong and lasting. And it is part of you already, it's there. I guess that's really all I wanted to say today. So I'm going to go out now and get a bit of sun, get a bit of that vitamin D. Hi, babies.